apartment market in Phoenix has gotten off to a strong start in 2016. We'll take a look at some of the key metrics in today's apartment market dynamics from MPF Research. I'm Greg Willett. He's Cameron McIntosh. Cameron, one of the key storylines when talking about the national apartment market in early 2016 is focused on somewhat lackluster demand. But absorption is holding pretty solid in some spots, and that does include Phoenix.
Demand for 1,213 apartments registered in Phoenix during first quarter. That figure fell a little short of completions totaling 1,915 units, but it was still an okay number. Furthermore, robust demand for 7,404 units recorded over the past year, which is right in line with the 7,517 new units brought online. Helping support healthy demand for housing in Phoenix is strong momentum in the local economy, in contrast to the stable to slowly slowing job growth seen in most metros. The employment expansion pace is actually accelerating in Phoenix. The latest monthly numbers from the Bureau of Labor Statistics showed the area adding about 70,000 jobs during the past year. That's 3.7% growth compared to an expansion rate that's hovering around the 3% mark for a year ago.
Lots of demand. It's keeping pace with deliveries. That's a favorable recipe for occupancy and rent growth. The current occupancy rate is 95.2%. The last time occupancy in Phoenix held at that 95 to 96% mark for a meaningful block of time was roughly a decade ago. Furthermore, today's occupancy reading is about 200 basis points over the norm established during the past 20 years. And on the rent growth front, wow, these are really terrific numbers. Effective rents for new resident leases jumped 2.2% just during the 3 months of Q1. On an annual basis, pricing is climbing at a pace of 7.2%. Annual rent growth of 7.2% is a top 10 performance among the big metros across the country.
Phoenix is a market where building volumes usually go sky high during periods of robust economic expansion. Right now, the volumes of product under construction stand at 11,526 units, translating to 3.5% inventory growth over the next 18 or so months. That tally is pretty similar to the peak building volumes that we've seen over the last couple of cycles in that 2007 to 2008 and that 1999 to 2001 timeframes.
Looking at product moving through the planning phases, there's certainly the possibility that construction activity in Phoenix is going to get out of hand. For now, however, what's already under construction does look fairly appropriate from our perspective. We're forecasting that occupancy stays well above the long-term norm during the next couple of years, though it will likely back up a tiny bit from where it is right now.
Construction locations can raise red flags in Phoenix. Talk to us a little about that.
What you want to see here is most of the construction occurring over on the east side suburbs, from Scottsdale to the north, on down through Chandler and Gilbert to the south. That's where the right kinds of jobs are concentrated. It's also where the demographics are most appropriate for upscale apartment communities. Now, there is some support for properties in the urban core, but downtown is less important in Phoenix than it is in most markets. And the west side, well, a little bit of construction is okay, but that part of the metro does traditionally struggle if a big block of high-end apartments is delivered. Now, right now, the east side suburbs account for roughly 2/3 of the ongoing construction in Metro Phoenix, and from our perspective, that's about the right share.
Significant new product moving through that initial lease-up phase most likely means that rent growth is going to slow a little, but expectations are still favorable. 4% to 5% annual price jumps in the immediate future rather than the growth of just over 7% that we see now.
That wraps up our outlook for Phoenix. It's certainly a very solid story for the immediate future. I'm Greg Willett. He's Cameron McIntosh. Thanks for watching Apartment Market Dynamics from MPF Research.
Want more? Go deeper with NPF Research's apartment market reports. From a national level, down to individual metros, to specific neighborhoods, MPF Research has been providing unparalleled apartment market intelligence to the multifamily industry for almost 5 decades. Learn more by contacting us at 877-284-4938 or visit www.npfresearch.com and click on Market Reports.